I want to talk about breathwork, what it is, why we should do it, and how that relates to Qigong practice. I'll give a few minutes for people to join in. I want this to be a bit of a discussion and like a more regular live stream. If the tripod will collaborate. Oh, we're gonna connect this here. Hopefully that is working. Okay, how are we doing? Okay, so today I'm going to talk about breathwork and how that relates to the practice of Qigong. Now, if you've been following along for a while, doing some of the routines I have here in Effortless Qigong, then you know that breathing is a big part of what we're doing. The importance of full, deep breathing and its benefits on the body are so important to do throughout the day. And learning how to breathe throughout the day in general, like normal breathing, is really important. Just the fact that a lot of us, when we get stressed, we oftentimes will breathe very shallow, right? Our breathing tightens and we lose that connection to our breath. And so what we want to do is we want to be able to tune into our breath throughout the day. And we want to know that if we're breathing really shallow, how we can breathe more fully, more smoothly, and use our breath to kind of change how we're feeling. I know this from being a certified Qigong teacher and also Dan Brulé, some of his work, that studies have shown that the breath is the gateway to the autonomic nervous system and how we're dealing with stress. And so how we breathe really has an effect on how we feel throughout the day. So why that's important for us here at Effortless Qigong is the result that we're really, what's the result here that we're trying to cultivate as a community? Why would practice Qigong at all? And my Qigong teacher, Lee Holden, says that Qigong is the practice of less stress, more energy. And so I think that's a really good broad lens to look at what we're trying to do here with this practice. Is we're trying to experience less negative toxic stress throughout the day. And then we're trying to have a more high quality and abundant energy so that we feel good. And what I'm learning and why I want to go live here today is that learning the way of the breath, how to breathe more fully and more skillfully, is one of the best investments I think we can make into our lives. And already, if you've been following along with the Qigong routines I'm posting, you're already starting to get a bit of that benefit of doing these full deep breathing combined with stretching and movements. So great, and it feels amazing, and you know that if you've been practicing Qigong. But then when it comes to like the breath work, which is something which is connected to Qigong but different, oftentimes breath work is done sitting down, or it's done in a situation where, like, if you're in a high stress situation, you might want to breathe in a certain way to help regulate your emotions in a more skillful way. And so I'm learning these breathwork techniques from Dan Brulé, and then I'm also studying to become a pranayama breathwork instructor through Yoga Lab. So I'm learning all these different breathing techniques, and it's really opening my mind up to what is possible. And of course, as I'm studying these things, I'm connecting it to the Qigong practice that I'm teaching here, because we all have the same body, and it's so interesting that there's so many different ways we can breathe and explore the breath. So let's dive in. What are some of the different ways we can breathe, and why would we do it, and what are the benefits? So of course, is how we're breathing right now. If you're just watching this video, you've been breathing the whole time. Maybe you didn't notice it until I mentioned it to you. So we're always breathing throughout the day, and it's in some ways it's simple. You breathe in, you breathe out. Like, what else is there to it? Actually, there's a lot. For example, in the morning, let's say you get up in the morning and you have a morning routine and you want to have more energy throughout the day. There are breathing exercises that are designed to actually boost how much energy you have, to clear stress and promote focus, and those are really great. Especially a lot of the pranayama I've been studying. I really enjoy those breath work that's more intense. So for example, you might do a 10 or 20-minute breath work session where you breathe in a specific way. That's why it's called breath work, right? Because you're not just regularly breathing, you're working on your breath for a particular result that you want. And you can use that breath to boost your energy. And then let's say there's other situations where you're really stressed and you're looking to cleanse that stress. Then there's breath work for that. There's breath work for helping you to sleep. And then there's many other different types in between, right? So for more energy, for more relaxation, different types of breath work. And then I think there's also a benefit as well. Like if you go to the gym every day, you start to build muscle. I think the more often you practice breath work, maybe coming back to the same type, maybe you want to do a coherence breathing, which helps to bring a regulation or a regulatory, a balancing effect to your mind body. You can do that type of exercise. The more often you do it, you start to actually change and rewire your nervous system. And you create a new relationship to your thoughts, feelings, and emotions. There's a man named Wim Hof, if you've ever heard of him. He's the Iceman. There's many documentaries about him. What he does is he combines breath work in the cold, and many scientists have studied his techniques that he developed kind of on his own, I guess. And they're finding that the more people do these breathwork exercises, especially with the cold, people are able to tap more into actually like their immune system, their stress response. They're able to regulate their emotions with more skill. And so the breath is really the gateway into a lot of the stuff that we generally think happens automatically, or we just aren't aware of, that we actually have more control over than we think. And so that's why learning breathwork can be so important. And as I'm building this channel, of course, I'm a certified Qigong teacher. So right now I'm really focusing on what I'm certified to teach, which is the Qigong. Of course, there's breathwork involved in that. And then the point of this live is to kind of share what I'm learning and thinking about with breath, because part of my role as a Qigong teacher is to inspire you and to encourage you to also look into this stuff. There's so many free, amazing breathwork videos on YouTube you can look up. I'll actually share some of my favorite channels on YouTube. There's Breathwork with David. He's not that active these days, but he has really good videos on YouTube. And then there's Yoga Lap, who I'm looking to get certified under. He's got Michael over there, has some great pranayama. Pranayama is a type of breath work. He has lots of great routines there. And of course, you've got Breathwork with Sandy. He's fantastic. His production quality is amazing. So those are just a couple free online sources you can look into. And of course, Effortless Qigong in the future will offer breathwork and pranayama classes as well. It takes time to build things and to make sure that we're teaching things with care, right? So yeah, I mean, to me, it's an amazing and exciting thing to explore, the breath, not just breathing, but how the breathing is related to our mind-body system, our nervous system, and it's just really, I don't know, to me it's really cool. And I think breathwork, to me, it fits into like a healthy lifestyle. Now, personally, you guys might not, I don't talk too much, I haven't in the past, about myself here on this channel, but like I'm really interested in personal growth, personal development. I'm really interested in Brian Johnson's work, where he's focusing on improving human longevity and health. He talks a lot about sleep, a lot about eating properly, and I think all this stuff ties together. So by learning and mastering our breath, and by incorporating breathwork into a healthy lifestyle, I think we can cultivate lives that are really beautiful. Because, you know, as a human, we're given this really profound gift of life. And we're not given an instruction manual when we're born. And in fact, we oftentimes are born into like a system. So you go to school, and I'm from the Western world. I think we've got a great education system here. But there's a lot of things we don't learn. Like we don't learn mindfulness. We don't learn breath work. We don't learn emotional intelligence. And as I entered my early 20s, I really started to realize I hadn't learned these skills, and the people around me hadn't learned these skills. And so I started looking into how I can develop these skills over time. And I started reading lots of books and listening to different teachers and perspectives and stuff like that. Um, and then I ended up reading a book on embodiment, which is what we're doing through our breath, right? And anyway, all this stuff has brought me to, my own breathwork practice and qigong practice, and I also do journaling and all these things. So all these things are connected in my mind, and I think when we do them on a regular basis, that we can really cultivate a level of inner mastery over time. And I'm not perfect. I don't think anyone in the world is. And as long as we're always willing to improve and learn as we go, then I think that's what really counts at the end of the day. So why don't we just try a little bit of breathing here. I'm sitting out in a field, just trying to find a little spot that wasn't too windy. Hopefully it's not for you folks listening. I just ate lunch, so we'll give this a try. So this is a breathing exercise from Qigong that's pretty light and easy. And so you could do this no matter what time it is, wherever you are watching from. And you just place one hand on your belly and one hand on the chest. This might fall over if I move it, but okay, one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest. And then you breathe into your belly, let your belly relax. Ribs, chest, inhale. And then you exhale, chest, ribs, belly. This is a Qigong breathing technique. That promotes relaxation, sense of inner peace, connection. And so just follow along and try this. So you can inhale through your belly, ribs, chest, and then exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Just feel how that starts to promote calm, relaxation. And so in this breathing exercise as well, you're trying to breathe nice and slow and full. You could try breathing in 6 seconds as you expand the belly, ribs, and chest. And then as you exhale, you can do the same. So exhale, chest, ribs, belly. And then inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Okay. So that is a type of breath work that's more of a relaxing, calming style. And so that's what I really enjoy about these practices is you can cultivate inner peace, and I think you can start to install these habits more frequently um, when you need them, instead of maybe going and distracting yourself with your phone or swiping or eating a food maybe you shouldn't eat. I think these practices have a lot of really great benefits. So I'm excited to continue to explore and develop my understanding of breathwork and my understanding of qigong and yoga. And to me, these are like it's like a lifelong journey that I can embark on of both self-studying and then sharing it with you. So if you're interested in breathwork and qigong, make sure you subscribe to this channel for more information just like this. And and you can benefit from the practice as well. Um, you know, I feel like these are the types of things like breath work that you only know what it does when you really experience it yourself. And so that's really the core benefit. Okay, now to wrap this up, I want to invite you to try the 14-day free trial of Effortless Qigong Elevate. I just launched a new Qigong app and platform called Effortless Qigong Elevate. And on that you'll find, right now I've got 5-minute routines that are unique to only on this platform that you can do daily if you need like a break. So it's like energizers, stress clearers, lots of nice little short 5-minute routines to get you to where you want to go. And then there's 15-minute ones, 20-minute routines that launch. So I just launched it with those for you to start with. And you get all the amazing benefits of a Qigong practice. And I plan on doing a regular video on the channel for what are the benefits of a Qigong practice. That way people know. I think part of my role as a Qigong teacher is to also create the market here, because people don't really know what it is or what it does or why they practice. And so I really got to make sure I step into that role and do that. And then of course there's the 7-day Qigong challenge, which you can try for free. I recommend that if you are going to do the 14-day free trial, that you challenge yourself to do the 7-day Qigong challenge. Feels really great to do, super easy, just 7 minutes a day. You can try it there. And then also there's a 28-day morning routine journey, which is great, and a 7-day stress reset journey, which is fantastic to do as well. Highly recommend that you check it out. And then of course, if you do stick around after the 14-day free trial, you can stick around for, let's say, $20 a month Canadian, which is pretty good, or $100 a year. But actually there's a 25% discount right now if you do the annual. So it's like $75, which is like 3 months. So you might as well sign up for the year, I think, personally. Helps us, one, it helps to support the channel. 2, it helps you to commit to doing this practice on a regular basis, because that's what's really going to make the difference, right? This practice of less stress, more energy. If you want that, you do need to put the effort into the effortless practice. And then new journeys and routines will be added on a regular basis. The goal is to have like a little toolkit in your pocket, right? That's what I'm designing Effortless Qigong Elevate to be. It's a toolkit in your pocket that you can use for your breathwork and Qigong needs. And I think it's really great, and I think you're going to enjoy it. So that's what I just launched it. You can check it out for free. And if you do check it out for free, as part of that 14-day free trial, actually go into the community section and leave a comment, and you can let me know like what you like about the app, what you don't like about the app. I really want the community to be a part of the development of Effortless Qigong Elevate. That way we know that it's really helping us and helping you guys. Hello, Nora. How are you doing? So I'm just wrapping up this little free talk on breathwork and how that related to Qigong. And really just talking about what the benefits are, why to do it, and my own journey as in my breath work. And I'll be talking about this stuff more throughout the week. So I'm just hopping off. Of course, if you take a look at the channel right now, I've got a bunch of new routines lined up, right? So there's like some morning routines coming out. There's some routines for stress, routines for mobility. Yes, I am in Canada. And yeah, more routines coming out. So stay tuned for those. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Try Qigong today. You know, move your body, clear stress, and cultivate all those things we're trying to do through Qigong practice. In Qigong, we're working on having less stress, more energy, on living lives more joyfully, on developing the tools so that we can navigate life in a more skillful way. And I think the more often we practice Qigong, our lives and those around us as they interact with us gain benefit as well. When we're more grounded, more calm and cool, they start to get that, they start to pick up on that energy as well. So Qigong practice, make sure you're doing it every week and enjoying it. I'm in Quebec right now, Nora, and I will talk to you guys soon. Peace. Actually, my plan is to go live tomorrow. I'm going to do a 20-minute full-on routine guided in my apartment, and then I might go live again with another subject. it's so important that I'm talking every day. I feel like I'm still in the early phases of becoming a Qigong teacher, and so I got to get really good at talking and selling this practice, because there is so many things it does for us, but if people don't know what it is and they don't think it's worthwhile practicing, they won't do it. So my job as a teacher is to show up and to hold space for that so we can practice together. Let's continue to cultivate health, peace, and wellness through the practice of Qigong and breathwork, mindfulness as well. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.